fucking car to drive. And you talking shit about me? Shut the up. Y'all don't even got a fucking house to wash your ass in, and you talking shit about me? Shut the up.
Even like when my children, love my children. All four of my children are adults. And I told them, listen, no more handouts. No more handouts. It can't be.
Floyd Mayweather's daughter has responded defensively following claims that her father cut off her financial support, allegedly forcing her to face criticism over depending on her parents for money. She contends that accepting financial assistance from one's own parents is nothing to be embarrassed about, while suggesting that Floyd's decision to stop providing for her is actually because he has run out of money himself.
Are you mad? Wouldn't you want to? I want the same thing for my son. I don't want him to ever have to work. Why does that bother so much? And why is that always being thrown in my face like that's such a bad thing? That's not a bad thing.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. recently addressed his philosophy on supporting his children during a podcast appearance, explaining that he can no longer continue handing out money whenever they request it. According to his comments, he wants his children to develop financial independence rather than leaning on his wealth and accomplishments.
Give them money, they go shopping, they put gas in their car, they party, they come back, I need money. I give them money, I buy them houses, I buy them cars. Told them, listen, from here on out, if you guys go to school or you work in one of my businesses, then you can branch off, get your own business, and I'll put the money up to help you start a business, but I need you guys to take what I've already started and triple and double that, and then I need my grandchildren to come behind you guys and do the same thing.
After Floyd reportedly stopped her allowance, Yaya Mayweather has generated discussion by revealing that she would be interested in experiencing life with a traditional 9-to-5 job. However, skeptics quickly question whether she could realistically handle the demands of a standard workplace given her privileged upbringing and lifestyle.
I've seen this story about Yaya Mayweather, right? So Yaya Mayweather is the daughter of Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
Obviously, Floyd Mayweather, world-time iconic boxer, made $1 billion in his lifetime. Money team.
Come on.
I seen her, and I was kind of torn. At first, everybody was like going at her, ha, oh my God, y'all going broke. But I'm like,
never.
You know, I wasn't really mad at what she was saying. So basically, she was saying, lately, I've been bored. So bored, I was thinking about getting a job just for the fun of it.
Just for the fun.
Now, for full context, she's been rich her whole life.
Oh, yeah, she's a Nepo baby. She's
a Nepo.
She is the example of what it looks like to just only know lavish, only know luxury, only know the finest of the finest.
And then her dad is Floyd, so all he do is,
floss.
He got floss, he got 100 cars, he got all of this, they fly on private jets. So her whole life is luxury, and she probably has never had to struggle or had any type of adversity. She don't know, and she can't relate to anybody. This is probably why she can't create no products or services to monetize her startup, because she really don't know.
Critics also express concerns about whether Yaya Mayweather truly understands financial responsibility despite growing up with Floyd Mayweather's wealth. They argue that having access to money does not automatically translate into knowing how to manage it wisely. Skills like budgeting, saving, and investing are essential, and without them, even a substantial fortune can rapidly evaporate. The conversation extends to a broader pattern among affluent families, claiming that a significant percentage of second-generation individuals lose their inherited wealth. This is often attributed to a lack of financial education or an upbringing that fosters entitlement rather than discipline.
I already know what's up. These little girls don't know how to do nothing. And she's sitting online talking about, I'm bored. And y'all can say, well, her daddy rich, but like, well, what if something happens to her father? Oh, we got trust funds. Okay, cool. He may have trust funds. But does she know how to budget money? Does she know how to make money? Does she know the value of money? That empire, that estate is going to be gone. And statistics show that 85% of second wealth generators from their parents go broke because they don't understand how to manage it, which means there's a few reasons. Either we spent too much time making it, we didn't have time to educate our kids on it, and so we just gave them everything. Or two, they just don't give a damn. They just entitled, spoiled ass.
Yaya Mayweather has frequently pushed back against comparisons between her lifestyle and that of ordinary people, arguing that her circumstances are simply different. As the daughter of boxing legend Floyd Mayweather Jr., she grew up surrounded by wealth, luxury, and opportunities that most people never experience. Because of that background, Yaya has suggested that it is unfair to judge her by the same standards or expectations as someone from a completely different financial situation.
Y'all have to stop. Literally. Y'all have to stop comparing me. And even the people that y'all comparing me to, they have to stop. Okay? Comparing themselves to me. Because listen, you cannot y'all have to stop comparing me to people who wear fake designer stuff, okay? Let's start there. Who wear fake designer stuff. Baby, I'm walking into designer stores, Neiman Saks to get my stuff. They're not. They're getting these from these little boutiques, whatever. Let's start there. Now, then we're gonna go to stop comparing me to people who rent exotic cars, foreign cars. Baby, every car I drive, best believe, is paid for. It's not rented, paid for. In my last name is on the car.
With Yaya defending her right to receive help from her parents, speculation about Floyd's money troubles has only intensified. As Desiree posted on X, Floyd Mayweather filed a lawsuit earlier this year claiming a former close associate scammed him out of roughly $175 million. He's alleging years of diverted funds, jewelry deals where $100 million in pieces got pledged for only about $13 million, a private jet that basically vanished, and real estate transactions that didn't go his way. It appears Floyd is in serious trouble this time as the overall situation grows more complicated and severe. The tweet further read, "The other side is calling the claims baseless and pointing at his own spending habits. Some people say he just blew through it. Others think the financial hit could push him back into the ring. Maybe even that long-rumored exhibition against Mike Tyson just to stack some more cash." Either way, after decades of being Money Mayweather and making over $1 billion, watching that kind of number disappear has got to sting. According to the lawsuit, Mayweather says his former associate Jonah Renitz gradually gained control over many aspects of his business and financial life. Mayweather claims that Renitz acted like a trusted advisor and handled important money matters for several years.
Not a good week for Floyd Mayweather. Let's go. So now he has filed a $175 million lawsuit against his business partner Jonah Renitz. So the name should be familiar to you. He has been described as Floyd Mayweather's right-hand man for decades. Also, he has been named in several lawsuits with Floyd for them being involved in scams themselves. The lawsuits include allegations for fake exhibition fights, allegations for unpaid jet bills, unpaid jewelry, unpaid services provided. But in turn, now Floyd is suing him and saying, hey, I never saw this stuff. You have scammed me out of jewelry. You have scammed me out of money. You've scammed me out of real estate. And so this is a big, massive lawsuit, guys. What's also interesting is Floyd has had an interesting support for the Israel community. Jonah Renitz is a member of a prominent Jewish Orthodox family. I'm curious if he's going to continue to have the same set of support. I'm also curious to say what if he's going to prevail in the other lawsuits. Is this a way for him to get out of it, or these false allegations against Jonah?
Dana White has weighed in on the reports surrounding Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s legal and financial troubles, even hinting that he may be willing to help the boxing legend, saying, "When somebody works as hard as he did and amasses the type of wealth that he had, and they lose it, or it gets stolen, or whatever the deal is, it's horrible." The recent lawsuit includes claims of stolen money, fake investments, unauthorized bank transfers, missing jewelry, and the alleged sale of Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s private jet.
Probably the richest and one of the most dominant boxers in the history of the sport. But now Floyd is stepping into the courtroom to fight for money he claims that he was never paid, and he wants justice on his terms. So let's talk details. Let me tell you about the lawsuit.
Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather Jr. has reportedly become entangled in another legal dispute, this time involving Showtime and his longtime advisor, Al Heyman. The boxing star is accusing the parties of financial misconduct and allegedly mishandling money connected to various business arrangements. According to the claims, Mayweather believes millions of dollars were improperly handled or withheld from him through deals associated with his career and business interests.
Mayweather filed a lawsuit in California against Showtime Networks and Steven Espinoza, claiming they helped his former advisor, Al Heyman, misappropriate a huge chunk of his fight earnings to the tune of $340 million. Mayweather says the money is still missing and unaccounted for, and he's now suing Showtime and Espinoza for aiding and abetting breach of fiduciary duty, civil conspiracy to commit fraud. Ooh, that's a serious accusation there. Conversion, unjust enrichment, and he's seeking punitive damage on top of the missing $340 million. So why is Floyd suing him, and what is he claiming? Well, Floyd argues that during his legendary career, where he generated $1 billion in revenue plus and pay-per-view money, a significant portion of the funds that he made through those events, through his fights, didn't make it into his hands because they were funneled through accounts controlled by his then advisor, Al Heyman.
Former president of Showtime, Steven Espinoza, also responded to the allegations.
Oh yeah, look, I can't say too much about it. The lawyers have asked me not to, but obviously Floyd is looking for $340 million, which he, I think, supposedly discovered 10 years later is missing. I think you can tell by my tone what my thoughts are about that. And look, all I can say is I'm confident in the legal process. I'm confident about what the facts are going to show, and I look forward to this playing out in court so everybody can see exactly what is true and exactly what where the money went. Because if you look at the how my career has played out, I spent my career going back to representing both Mike Tyson and Oscar La Hoya. I've spent my career making sure that fighters are treated fairly and have gotten compensated fairly. And I've never done anything, but that. And I think at the administration that I ran at Showtime was one that was very fighter friendly, and I stand by that, and I know reputation will continue to be that regardless of this law.
Veteran analyst Teddy Atlas mentioned that former Showtime executive Steven Espinoza was also named in Floyd's lawsuit. Atlas admitted he was never a fan of Espinoza and claimed many fighters were not always properly compensated during boxing business deals. Teddy Atlas said many people believe Floyd Mayweather Jr. is filing lawsuits because his huge spending habits and constant need for money may have created financial pressure behind the scenes.
They don't know what the truth is fully in there. I know Steven Espinoza was named. He ran Showtime at the time. He was named him. I never was a fan of Espinoza. Again, I'm not afraid to say and not mince my words when I feel a certain way. And I've taken arrows for it, and of course I've also taken some praise for it. That people say, hey, Teddy's going to say what he feels. I was never a fan of him. I never thought he was a man that kept his word. I never thought he really did a great job over at Showtime. I mean, they put some good fights on because the fights were available, because the landscape made it available. Where there was, there was a lot of job shortages in the business, if you will, and people are eager, of course, to fight on a platform like Showtime if you're going to pay them. It's a lot of fighters available, and you didn't have to be talented to put on good fights at Showtimes. Like I said, there weren't a lot of places to go. There was a lot of unemployment. There were not a million places to go and get paid. So if there was a place, boom, there was a line of people waiting to get into that place.
Former ESPN writer Jason Whitlock has claimed that Floyd Mayweather Jr. has spent heavily in an effort to remain relatable and keep pace with celebrity culture. Whitlock suggested that Mayweather's lavish lifestyle may have contributed to financial problems, potentially leaving him in debt. He further alleged that the boxing legend could be considering a return from retirement to help meet his financial obligations and repay what he owes.
Floyd Mayweather is an example of the stupidity of living for the culture and trying to be relatable and trying to be this incredible icon or example of, look how much money I've made. He's blown it all, and now at 49 years old, he's got to go back into the boxing ring and continue to fight because he's in a lot of debt. And this is what I was trying to make the point to Cam Newton about. This whole, I'm doing it for the culture. What has doing it for the culture ever gotten anywhere?
Despite earning more money than virtually any boxer in history, Floyd Mayweather Jr. has faced growing speculation about his financial situation following years of extravagant spending. Known for his luxury cars, expensive jewelry, private jets, lavish homes, and high-profile lifestyle, Mayweather has built a public image around being money. However, critics argue that maintaining such a lifestyle can come with enormous costs, even for someone who has earned hundreds of millions of dollars throughout his career. Claims about financial difficulties have fueled a broader debate about how quickly extreme wealth can disappear when spending continues at an unsustainable level. While reports and allegations continue to circulate, without careful planning, investments, and responsible spending, even extraordinary wealth can eventually come under serious pressure.
Amount of money, money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever, like there's all these lawsuits, like he hasn't been paying things and he owes money on this and owes money on that, and it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough. I think it's just the lifestyle that Floyd lived.
Yes.
I think he can't fathom to just live a modest lifestyle. It's like he gotta be lavish.
Right. He's got to have those videos where he shows you all the watches, where he opens the case up, you know.
All the money. He got to show that he got $1 million in his backpack. And, you know, he got the latest watch and the latest car, and look what I just bought.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that shit. Like, boy, that money goes quick.
Terence Crawford said Floyd Mayweather's situation should serve as an important lesson for young athletes around the world, stating, "So, it's definitely a lesson learned to these young up-and-coming athletes, and not just boxing, just athletes around the world, that tomorrow's not promised. So, you need to make the right investments, make the right decisions with your money." Crawford further added, "Because you can use it as a tool to make money, but at the same time, it can hinder you and you can burn yourself at the end of the day thinking that you're going to get another check tomorrow. So, you've got to plan for the future, and some people don't do that." However, Shakur Stevenson has defended Floyd Mayweather, arguing that even if the boxing legend is facing financial difficulties, it would be misleading to view his situation the same way as an ordinary person's. Stevenson pointed out that Mayweather has accumulated enormous wealth throughout his career, meaning that what might look like financial trouble to the public could still represent a level of wealth most people could only dream of.
You see the headlines with Floyd right now about the money issues coming back. Like, what do you think about stuff like that? What's your thoughts on that?
You know, I try not to get in too much of that kind of stuff because, right, people could talk about, oh, Floyd broke and Floyd this. Man, even if, let's just say coincidentally Floyd broke. Floyd broke ain't like everybody else broke, bro. Like, Floyd broke is a different type of broke. Like, Floyd broke is our super rich at the end of the day. So now to see him come back fighting, I don't know. Like I don't know. Maybe you know what I think my thing is with Floyd? I know him. So like me knowing him, I know that he just loved boxing too much.
Stevenson has also suggested that Floyd Mayweather's continued involvement in boxing should not automatically be seen as a sign of financial struggle. According to this perspective, Mayweather keeps returning to the ring because boxing is something he genuinely loves and has been a major part of his life for decades. Even after retiring from professional competition, Floyd has continued to participate in exhibition bouts and make appearances related to the sport. His ability to generate enormous attention and revenue from boxing gives him another reason to stay involved. Stevenson's defense suggests that Mayweather's return may be driven by passion, entertainment, and the opportunity to remain connected to the sport he dominated.
Probably even gonna ever say it that, like, what it is. But like me talking to him, like I done sat on the phone with Floyd for hours. And in conversation, I just realized, like, yo, this dude is just, he like in love with boxing. Like he's obsessed with boxing. So like, he probably just can't hang the gloves up. Like, he can't let it go.
He never really did.
He can't let it go.
He kept doing with the exhibitions. He never really did. He'll take a break where you don't see him, but then he back in the gym. It's just crazy, like, thinking of Floyd being 50, having to go to the gym and spar 3 days a week, bro. That sounds crazy.
I mean, it look like he doing it well, though. Like, even when I watch the videos, I'm like, man, this don't look like no 50-year-old fighter to me. Like, it looked like a guy that I ain't gonna say in his prime, but he look like he in his 40s.
That's the thing. Floyd past his prime is better than a lot of guys in their prime. That's the thing, because he just knows so much.
Too much, yes.
Been on too many big stages, so that's not gonna.
What do you think about Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s financial situation? Drop your thoughts below.